Two people escaped from a burning home in Waterville early this morning. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. One person died and another was injured in a head-on collision in Sullivan over the weekend. And a Smyrna man has been arrested for arson following a fire inside the Bangor Walmart Friday evening. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories coming up. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, happy Monday afternoon. Some advisories we have our eye on now. Gale watch is up until 4 p.m. Tuesday. Same with the small and crowd advisory here. Gusty winds going to be moving in, making things very active along the coast with the wave height. So we will want to make sure to monitor that, especially if you're going to be along the coastline. For now, we had clouds earlier this morning. This afternoon, no, not too bad, but we are going to be watching for increasing clouds as the afternoon progresses on. So to zoom things out, we've had high pressure right nearby. We have the activity off for the west going to the east. So any sunshine that we're seeing now will be replaced with cloud cover as we head towards later this afternoon period into the evening as well. So otherwise, though, here's the clouds that will be moving in. Some rain showers possible overnight, maybe a few snow showers further off towards the north as well. But notice it gradually switches over to rainfall as we do move forward as we head towards Tuesday morning. So otherwise, we do have a little bit of wind as well out of the south going toward the north at around 5, maybe getting up to around 10 miles per hour at times. But it really starts to pick up tomorrow. Some areas up to around 15 to 25 miles per hour are possible as we head towards your Tuesday. So your forecast for today, lower 40s and a mostly cloudy sky, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. Later on tonight, though, middle 30s, rain showers, mainly a few snow showers to the north, with that southeast wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. As we move ahead towards tomorrow, middle 50s, not too bad, right? Some rain showers, getting a little breezy as well, and that south wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour at times. So that hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period showing a mostly cloudy sky with temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. Two people escaped an early morning fire in Waterville. Fire crews were called to 45 Drummond Street just before 2 this morning. Officials say a woman sleeping in the home awoke to a glow along the wall of the bedroom she was in and called 911. She and her son were able to get out of the home without any injuries. When firefighters arrived, they found flames on the second floor and in the attic. Officials say the fire started in the attic space above the bedrooms. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Route 1 was closed to traffic for hours on Saturday night after a head-on collision in Sullivan at about 4:40 p.m. that claimed the life of a Steuben man and required the assistance of Life Flight to save another. Police say when first responders arrived on the scene in the area of the RSU 24 building, they found 26-year-old Dakota Zablotny had died as a result of the injuries that he sustained in that crash. Hancock County Sheriff's Department reports that Zablotny was traveling west on Route 1 in Sullivan at a high rate of speed. He had been passing vehicles when he lost control of his own vehicle, crossing the center line and causing his vehicle to rotate 90 degrees. That caused the oncoming vehicle to be unable to avoid Zablotny, hitting his car in the center of the passenger side. The driver of the second vehicle, 41-year-old Ryan Gordon of Hancock, had serious but non-life-threatening injuries and was taken to Northern Light Hospital in Bangor by Life Flight. The ultimate cause of the crash remains under investigation by the Hancock County Sheriff's Department. A Lewiston man was arrested on a murder charge after a multi-hour standoff with police Saturday. 36-year-old Jerry Thibodeau of Lewiston is accused of killing 40-year-old Anthony Ayotte Friday night. Police say they arrested Thibodeau at a residence on Sabattis Street after an active 5-hour standoff. According to Maine State Police, he initially refused to leave the home but was taken into custody shortly after 10 p.m. Authorities believe the two men knew each other and that Thibodeau dropped off Ayotte at St. Mary's Hospital in Lewiston, where he died of his injuries. Thibodeau was taken to the Androscoggin County Jail. Police say he will make an initial court appearance today at the Androscoggin District Court. A single vehicle crash resulted in substantial damage outside a building in Bangor on Sunday. The driver was traveling along Union Street in Bangor when they veered off the road, crashing into a propane tank and propane-powered generator outside the Versant building. The driver only sustained minor injuries and the building itself was relatively unscathed. However, there was substantial damage outside the property between Versant and the Bangor self-storage.
We went and tried to detect for gas. There was no leaks. We did secure the tanks to prevent any leaks through the lines. But it is a lesson, it is a good point to make that when you're driving, focus on the road.
The crash took place around 1 p.m. Police say the driver was the only occupant. According to the Bangor Police Department, the driver was issued 2 citations: failure to maintain control of a motor vehicle and operating a motor vehicle while using a handheld device. 2 people were arrested for suspected drug trafficking after police found over 200 grams of what is presumed to be fentanyl at a home in Fairfield. The Fairfield Police Department says they were called to a house on the Green Road Friday for a complaint regarding stolen power and the theft of a utility meter. The homeowner was found to have had an outstanding warrant, and upon a search of the home, the department reportedly found evidence of drug trafficking and what police are calling large quantities of what appeared to be stolen property from previously reported burglaries. 2 people inside the home, Jonathan Caswell and Randy Goldsmith, were taken into custody. Both are facing charges. Fairfield police expect the investigation to take several weeks while the stolen property is being identified and returned to its owners. A man convicted of stabbing another man to death has had his sentence partially reduced on Friday. David Ledford has the details.
The sentence in this matter will be 30 years.
In 2021, Rayshawn Moore was sentenced to serve 32 years at the Maine State Prison for stabbing and killing Demetrius Snow in the parking lot of the now closed Half Acre nightclub in 2020. Friday, Moore's sentence was reduced by 2 years at a resentencing hearing. Maine's Supreme Judicial Court ordered the resentencing earlier this year, ruling that Superior Court Justice William Anderson should not have considered Moore's decision to go to trial as a possible aggravating factor. Moore's defense attorney argued for a 25-year sentence, and Moore himself made an apology to the family.
He's done quite a bit towards rehabilitation over the last 2 years during his time at the prison. He's shown remorse for the events that evening. He took it upon himself to turn himself in initially for this offense.
I would like to apologize to the victim's family. I don't consider myself a bad person. I make mistakes, but I'm always going to learn from them, and I'm always going to try to be a better person.
However, Justice Ann Murray ultimately ruled on a 30-year sentence based on a variety of other factors, including the impact on the victim's family and Snow's pain and suffering. Prosecuting attorney Lisa Bogue says she respects the resentencing decision and hopes that now the victim's family will have closure.
The victim impact is an important part of what the court considers, and Demetrius had a big family and he had a lot of family support, and they're just glad to be able to move on, and I'm glad for that for them too. Hopefully we have sort of settled this and they can move on as a family.
In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
1 person is dead following a house fire in Carmel on Friday. According to the Carmel Fire Department, crews responded to a home on Haskell Road at around 3 p.m. for a reported structure fire.
The center of the building was fully involved. It was extending into the 2 ends of the building.
Authorities have since confirmed that the homeowner, believed to be 70-year-old Joseph Jack, died as a result of the fire. The home has been deemed a total loss. The cause of the fire is being investigated by the Maine State Fire Marshal's office, but there is no indication of foul play. A Smyrna man has been arrested for arson following a fire inside the Bangor Walmart Friday evening. The Bangor Police Department says the fire started just before 6 o'clock in the menswear section. Despite the heavy smoke, no injuries were reported and all employees and customers were accounted for, according to Bangor fire officials.
Pretty significant loss with the smoke that'll be impacting both the grocery side and the apparel and everything.
After reviewing security footage, investigators from the Fire Marshal's office and Bangor detectives identified Lucas Landry as a suspicious person who was in the vicinity of the fire when it started. Landry was arrested at his home on Saturday afternoon and charged with 1 count of arson, a Class A felony, as well as a violation of probation. The fire remains under investigation. Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, gun safety advocates rallied in Augusta over the weekend. We've got details when we return.
For a limited time, get a hot and juicy Bacon McDouble, a hot and spicy McChicken, or other faves. Choose 2 for only $3.99.
When it comes to fixing your car, you should have a choice.
But out-of-state automakers are starting to restrict access to your car's mechanical data.
That means local independent repair shops like mine.
And mine too, will lose their ability to diagnose problems and make repairs,
forcing you to expensive dealerships.
Right to Repair will protect your choice.
Your choice.
It's your car. Get it fixed where you want.
Please vote yes on question 4. Yes on Right to Repair.
With AAA insurance, by bundling our home and auto policies, we saved over $450.
And we were shocked at the savings.
When we switched to AAA auto insurance and bundled our policies, we were able to save over $400 every year.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you could save an average of $483 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free AAA full-picture quote to find out how much you could save.
Well, my passion is hang gliding. I've been doing it for over 30 years, and it's like flying. I mean, it's like everything you always dreamed about. AAA insurance helps us save more.
And do more.
The savings from AAA insurance has allowed me to pursue my passion of making jewelry. It's great to have a little bit of extra cash to do something that you love.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA insurance, call 866-460-1310 for your free AAA full-picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
My father started a roofing company in the 1970s.
Back when asbestos was still commonly used in Maine.
When George was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew there wasn't a cure yet, but we knew he needed help.
We called Joe Bornstein's office because this family means business.
Their team is handling everything, representing Mainers who were victims of asbestos exposure.
We highly recommend the law offices of Joe Bornstein.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
In the wake of the Lewiston mass shootings, gun safety advocates rallied in Augusta, calling on lawmakers to take action. David Ledford has more.
Hundreds gathered in Augusta's Capitol Park Saturday. Advocates, lawmakers, and students came together to call for more gun restrictions in Maine.
Maine's gun laws are too lax, and we lulled ourselves into a false sense of security.
We'd ask probably for a red flag law as opposed to the watered down yellow flag law, universal background checks, 72-hour waiting periods. We're considering an assault weapons ban. I think that we really need to look at all the options.
The rally comes just over a week after 18 people were killed and 13 others were injured in the Lewiston mass shootings on October 25th. Students who were on lockdown at Lewiston's Bates College during the time of the shootings joined in the rally.
It's been a tough last week and a half now, but it's nice to see people gathered out here in support of this cause.
The big thing on campus right now is looking for change to happen, and to see people actively working towards that it brings hope.
Lewiston Representative Margaret Craven called on her fellow lawmakers when she spoke to the crowd.
As a legislator, we can and must do more to dig in, reduce the prevalence of these weapons of war, and put a stop to the unnecessary carnage that destroys families and communities. I can promise you that I, along with so many of my colleagues, will continue to do whatever is in our power to fight for change. It is our responsibility to do all that we can to make our community safer.
In Augusta, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Election Day is tomorrow, which features 4 contentious referendum questions. Our Grace Blanchard gives us a full breakdown of ballot question number 2.
Question 2 asks voters if they want to limit foreign governments or entities that they own from influencing Maine elections. It would ban them from making campaign contributions or financing communications for or against candidates or ballot questions.
A yes vote on question 2 will close the loophole that currently allows foreign governments to spend in Maine elections and return our elections to the Maine voters.
A federal law currently allows foreign governments to be involved in referendum campaigns at state and local levels. Supporters of question 2 say this referendum would close that, quote, loophole.
Government-owned entities have spent over $100 million in just the last 3 years in Maine referendum elections. The stakes are really high.
The question has received large bipartisan support in Maine's legislature. Many in favor of banning foreign spending say this question is critical to protecting Maine elections.
Question 2 will not change any rules for any pending
referendum campaigns. It is forward-looking and will protect for generations our democracy from foreign influence.
Those opposed say provisions in the proposed law would restrict political speech, violating First Amendment rights.
Question 2 is approved by voters, that it's not going to survive a court battle because it is a First Amendment issue.
Provisions of Question 2 would require news outlets to determine whether an advertising communication on their platform is paid for by a foreign government-owned company or organization, ultimately putting the responsibility on those outlets.
To say that for a buy for a commercial campaign, that entity, that radio television station now has to become a detective agency, essentially.
This legislation was vetoed by Governor Mills in July. The governor said she felt the language was, quote, too broad and would likely result in the unintended consequence of effectively silencing legitimate voices, including Maine-based businesses, in debates that would impact their interests. Supporters say the ultimate objective is to curb spending on elections by corporations with foreign ownership.
Regardless of where you are in the state or what your political affiliation is, most Maine voters understand that we cannot allow foreign governments to participate and to influence our elections.
More information about the referendum question can be found on our website, foxbangor.com. In Bangor, Grace Blanchard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
After the break, the war in Israel sparked protests in the United States over the weekend. We'll be right back.
If you're a Medicare beneficiary, call now to see how a WellCare Medicare Advantage plan could get you some big benefits, including this all-in-one WellCare Spendables debit card to use for over-the-counter health items. Find out how easy it is to get all of your original Medicare coverage, plus extra benefits. A WellCare Medicare Advantage plan is designed to fit your needs so you can be your best every day. You could have medical coverage for prescription drugs, dental, vision and hearing, and the WellCare Spendables debit card to make getting the coverage you need more convenient. The WellCare Spendables debit card can be used for over-the-counter health items. And here's more good news. You can get a WellCare Medicare Advantage plan with a $0 or low monthly plan premium. How can WellCare offer all of those benefits for a $0 or low monthly plan premium? It's simple. Medicare Advantage and Medicare Part D prescription drug coverage are important parts of Medicare. WellCare has a contract with Medicare to offer and provide these important options to you. Call right now to get your free copy of the WellCare All-in-One Guide. Call 1-877-282-3827 now. There is absolutely no obligation for requesting this free information. WellCare offers benefits that go beyond the basics, and we make them easy to use so you can support your best health. Call today to get your free copy of the All-in-One Guide with absolutely no obligation. Your free guide will provide information to make a smart choice for your health care coverage. Just call 1-877-282-3827. Remember, there's no obligation for requesting this free information, so call 1-877-282-3827. Call today.
It's Renewal by Andersen's Black Friday event with unprecedented savings on custom-built replacement windows. Our exclusive Fibrex composite material windows won't warp or bow and never need painting, making them vastly superior to vinyl windows. They're custom-built in the USA, installed with precision and care, backed by the nation's best warranty, and now more affordable than ever. Call today. These massive Black Friday savings and special financing end soon. Don't miss out. Call and schedule your free design consultation today.
The war between Israel and Hamas has been raging for more than a month, and no immediate resolution is in sight. Overnight, Israel saying that they have cut the Gaza Strip in two, surrounding Gaza City ahead of an expected ground operation. Here at home, large protests over the weekend in Washington demanding a ceasefire in the conflict. Liz Landers has the latest.
The conflict in the Middle East intensifying as the war between Israel and Hamas has reached a fifth week of fighting. This video taken from southern Israel showing explosions and flares in Gaza, rocking the small strip overnight as Israel's offensive continues. As their troops build a larger presence on the ground in Gaza, the Israeli Defense Forces claim that they have cut the densely populated area into two and created a, quote, humanitarian corridor for civilians. The death toll, though, climbs to more than 9,700 Palestinians, according to Palestinian health officials, as the pressure is mounting on the Biden administration to lower tensions. Secretary of State Antony Blinken in the region once more, making a surprise visit to the West Bank, where he met with Palestinian Authority President Abbas. Blinken told reporters,
following my conversations with the Prime Minister and with the Israeli government, this is a process. Israel's raised important questions about how humanitarian pauses would work. We've got to answer those questions. We're working on exactly that. In fact, we agreed that our teams would get together, and they're doing just that. It's important that the pause advance a number of things. One of them is hostages.
As the Arab world calls for a ceasefire, the president and his team making it clear that they believe Israel has a right to defend itself, but supports a long-term solution for Palestinians living in Gaza and the West Bank.
That means resuming the urgent work of giving a political horizon to the Palestinian people, which to President Biden means a two-state solution.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says there will be no ceasefire without the return of the more than 240 hostages being held by Hamas in Gaza.
Now to Boston. In the search for a suspected killer, police believe after stabbing his girlfriend, he took off for Africa. Here's ABC's Andrea Fauci.
This morning, an international manhunt to find a Massachusetts man suspected of fatally stabbing his girlfriend, whose body was found at Boston's Logan Airport.
Maggie was a ray of sunshine in everybody's life.
Her laugh was contagious. Everybody knows that.
Maggie Mbitu's family reported her missing last Monday, and on Wednesday, the 31-year-old's body was found inside her vehicle in the airport parking garage. Police have identified 40-year-old Kevin Kangathe as the suspect. They say he was seen on the surveillance video and boarded a plane to Kenya shortly after the killing. Mbitu's family gathered last night to remember her as a caring nurse, beloved by all who knew her.
We want this guy arrested as soon as possible so that we know that the process of justice is beginning so that our healing can start.
Massachusetts police have issued an arrest warrant for Kangathe. They're now working with authorities in Kenya to find him.
The U.S. does have an extradition treaty with Kenya, so experts say it's likely Kenyan authorities will cooperate in trying to find Kangathe.
Infertility is a global issue affecting 1 in 6 people around the world, according to a new report. With more, here's ABC's Justin Finch.
The World Health Organization says infertility can be a major concern for people trying to have children. Infertility is defined as a failure to get pregnant after a year of trying. The WHO study says the U.S. had the second highest infertility rate. The organization says environmental and lifestyle factors such as pollutants, smoking, excessive alcohol intake, and obesity can affect fertility. And it's not just a female issue. Men can have issues with fertility as well, with age, genetics, and hormonal issues being key contributors. The study also points to the inaccessibility of reproductive technology like IVF in some areas of the world because of underfunding or what the organization calls catastrophic healthcare costs. If you're struggling to get pregnant, talk to your doctor. They can help you make lifestyle choices that can help your chances of becoming pregnant. With this Medical Minute, I'm Justin Finch, ABC News.
When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
Question 3 is too costly and too risky.
It's a $13.5 billion gamble that puts politicians in charge.
It will increase our electric bills.
We can't afford higher electric bills.
And the politicians, they're not even required to have an operations plan when they take over.
No plan to keep the lights on?
Not even for emergencies or power outages.
That's a bad idea.
Mainers can't afford this costly proposal.
I'm voting no on 3. It's a risk we can't afford.
Maine, the wait is over. DraftKings Sportsbook is officially live. That means betting legally on same-game parlays, spreads, money lines, props, and more. Anytime and anywhere across the state. So get hyped, Maine. Download the app today and get this exclusive offer now. Life's more fun when you're in on the action. The crown is yours.
I'm sorry. I cannot let you in here.
The only thing that should be in a baby crib is a baby. Letting a baby sleep with blankets and toys can be dangerous. Learn how safe sleeping practices can save your baby's life at safesleepforme.org.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the sparks that unite us, to the passions that drive us. We're driven by the things we love. From the visions that lead us, the feelings that inspire us, to the roads that bring us together. Coastal Auto Parts, 29 locations in Maine, will get you to the moments that matter most. With the largest network of parts and care to keep you firing on all cylinders. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Welcome back. Let's check your full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, happy Monday afternoon. Your full weather forecast is brought to you by Healing Hands Massage in Hamden, providing professional massage services tailored specifically for their clients. Stop by Healing Hands Massage today. You'll thank yourself later. Alrighty, some advisories we have our eye on. A small cat advisory and also a gale watch, both up until 4 p.m. Tuesday along the coast. Active surf will be expected with gusty winds that pick up, especially as we head towards tomorrow, with gusts getting close to 25 miles per hour or so at times. We have a little bit of active surf in a few spots, ranging from 2 to 5 feet according towards some of the buoys out there. It's not bad just yet, not reaching advisory criteria yet, but that will be changing coming up as we move forward in time. We had clouds earlier this morning. This afternoon, though, we caught a little bit of a break, but as we zoom things out, that's not going to last. We're going to be watching out for some precipitation. Eventually, that'll move in later on tonight, but eventually in the short term, clouds moving during the afternoon periods today into the overnight, and eventually some precipitation overnight tonight as well. So as we move forward, though, we will have the increasing clouds this afternoon. Overnight tonight, the wind started to pick up. Some rain showers mainly, but a few snow showers can mix in a few spots from time to time, especially in the northern parts of the state. That switches over to all rain with the warming temperatures. That'll set up shop as well. By Tuesday afternoon, a few more showers will be possible. Rain showers, I will stress. And then by Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, notice a lot of the clouds begin to break up for the most part, except for the northern parts of the state. But we will be dealing with a gusty northwest wind from time to time as well. So otherwise, though, we may have a little bit of precipitation to watch out for. Nothing meaningful, maybe a quarter of an inch possible before we're all finished up with this system. Not a lot, but definitely a little bit more rainfall on the way that we'll need to watch out for. Not much of a wind this afternoon either, but we will be watching for that picking up later on tonight, up to around 15 to 20 miles per hour. But it really gets going tomorrow with gusts up to 25 to even 30 miles per hour at times as that area low pressure continues to move through. As our average high temperature is now 50 degrees, we'll be in the lower 40s today, middle 50s Tuesday, cooling off into the lower 40s Wednesday to Thursday. We're back in the mid 40s Friday to Saturday, and lower 40s again as we head towards your Sunday. So for today, lower 40s, a mostly cloudy sky, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. Overnight tonight, middle 30s, mainly rain showers. You get a few snow showers further off towards the north, and a southeast wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, middle 50s, rain showers moving and also breezy. South wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour at times. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Healing Hands Massage. Partly cloudy on Wednesday, highs in the lower 40s. Rain and snow showers possible Thursday, highs in the lower 40s, and middle 40s Friday with rain showers possible.
Thank you, Devin. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening with Peter Dubois and Beth Jones on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.